Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the 159th commencement of the University of Evansville. Today's invocation will be given by the university's John Wesley Scholar and Assistant Chaplain, Dr. Dallas Jingles.
Let us pray. O God, we have come from many places to celebrate the accomplishments of these gathered here. We give thanks for their courage that brought them from their familiar and comfortable homes into dorm rooms and classrooms. Such courage we celebrate. We give thanks for their resilience that carried them through the challenges of exams and friendships and through dark nights of doubt to this day of completion. Such resilience we celebrate. We give thanks for the wisdom they have sought and the wisdom they have found. Wisdom learned in contemplation of great text, from ancient Greece to the Harlem Renaissance. Wisdom learned in activity, from labs to theater performances to archaeology digs. Wisdom learned in patient conversation with faculty, friends, and enemies. Such wisdom we celebrate. We give thanks for all of this, O God, and above all, we give thanks for the humility without which true learning is impossible, and for the mystery of love without which our learning is meaningless. Make us, we pray, people like these we celebrate, people whose courage and wisdom is robed with humility and hooded with love, so we may take responsibility for a world that is frightened, fragmented, and indifferent, and make the world ready to receive as graduates, wise and loving, these who we have had the joy of receiving as students, courageous and resilient. Amen.
Please stand as we sing together the University of Evansville alma mater, which is printed on the inside front cover of your commencement program. You may be seated. Welcome to the 159th commencement of the University of Evansville. We're honored by your presence, graduates, faculty, staff and administration, moms, dads, grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts, uncles, friends, and others who are here to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2017. This is our 6th commencement in the Ford Center, as we continue to build a wonderful tradition of UE graduations in this beautiful facility. This venue also has important additional meaning to UE, for almost literally within a stone's throw of this building, one can see the new Health Science and Research Campus rising from the ground in downtown Evansville. This sparkling new campus will include as an integral partner the University of Evansville and our programs in Physician's Assistant Science and Doctor of Physical Therapy. This is also the 6th commencement in which our principal speaker will be a student, a member of the graduating class selected to deliver today's senior keynote address. At UE, we recognize that commencement is about and for our students, and thus think it appropriate that the keynote remarks be made by one of their own. So, though you won't hear any traditional speech from an invited speaker, allow me to share with our graduates a few words about the nature of their UE experience. Commencements always cause me to ponder the nature of this thing we call a university. Colleges and universities have been around a very long time, in various forms and for various purposes, but the modern university, modern in this context meaning the industrial and post-industrial age, was perhaps best defined by Cardinal John Henry Newman in an essay entitled "The Idea of a University." He wrote, "The university is a place where inquiry is pushed forward, discoveries verified and perfected, and rashness rendered innocuous, and error exposed by the collision of mind with mind and knowledge with knowledge." As you conclude your UE education, I want you to think a bit about that definition, and especially how it applies to you and its relevance for the rest of your life. For most of you, never again will you be in a part of a vibrant and robust community whose primary purpose is, to quote Cardinal Newman, collide mind with mind, knowledge with knowledge. Notice Newman's use of the word collide. I love the imagery of that word, for it reminds me of cloud chambers with particles whizzing about in every direction, occasionally colliding with considerable force, and the collision producing new fragments, or perhaps even new particles. A great university is, in this sense, a cloud chamber of diverse ideas and multiple worldviews and ideas that sometimes conflict. This is fundamentally and profoundly different than an environment in which you are exposed only to a settled set of ideas, an environment in which minds don't collide, but rather simply reinforce existing dogma. And note the second type of collision in that definition, knowledge with knowledge. This suggests perhaps a different understanding of knowledge than the one to which we have perhaps become accustomed. To collide knowledge with knowledge implies that knowledge isn't some sort of fixed body of facts about the world, but rather a changeable set of interpretations about what observable facts mean. In this understanding, one knowledge, that is, one interpretation, confronts another knowledge. And it's our job to determine which interpretation best accounts for the way the world actually works. Note, moreover, my favorite part of the definition, the wonderful reference to rashness rendered innocuous. If there ever was a time in which rashness must be rendered innocuous, it is now. Our public discourse has become distorted and destructive by rashness, by a seeming knee-jerk need to vilify our opponents, to silence those with whom we disagree, to declare that our ideas are truth and your ideas are falsehood. A community of rash men and women, defined in this way, is the antithesis of what a great university should be. And such a community is the antithesis of the University of Evansville. We hope we have equipped you with the intellectual self-confidence to embrace the notion that your ideas ought to be tested by collisions with other ideas. We hope also that we have nurtured in you an intellectual humility that recognizes that your knowledge ought to be tempered by exposure to competing forms of knowledge that may contain truths that yours does not. So when Cardinal Newman says that a university is a place where error is exposed, we must be willing to accept that sometimes the error is in our own thinking. And we must also recognize that with age, and I'm saying this particularly to our graduates, with age comes an appreciation that what we thought we knew as college graduates is less than we'll come to know eventually. In the words of author J.M. Barrie, I'm not young enough to know everything. In sum, despite what some commentators would have you believe, a great university does not exist to tell you what to think, to tell you what to believe, or to tell you what to do. The University of Evansville exists to help you cultivate your ability to think, which means that you accept not just the inevitability that minds and knowledge will collide, but to produce from those collisions a richer understanding of the world. Allow me to conclude with a final piece of advice, and to those of you who are veterans of UE commencements, you're likely to recognize these words, perhaps even to lament that, gosh, he says the same thing every year. I plead guilty. But the reason I share this particular piece of advice every year is that, in a sense, it may be the most important thing for you to remember about today. Never forget to say thank you. We know you're smart. We know you're accomplished. We know you have tremendous potential. But let's be honest. Talent matters. Work ethic matters. Focus matters. But you're not here solely because of those characteristics. The plain truth is that you've made it to this point due in no small measure to the support of those in your life. Parents, grandparents, relatives, friends of the family who cared for you, who made the tough decisions for you when you weren't ready to make them yourself, so that you'd stay on course. But most of all, they loved you. Someday, if you have your own children, you'll appreciate how profound that love is, what a blessing it is. Be sure to thank them now and often for their great gifts to you. Give mom and dad and anyone else who's played a role central to your success a hug, tell them you love them, and tell them thank you. Now, let's enjoy a wonderful day of celebration and recognition. Congratulations on this remarkable and admirable achievement, one that not only affirms your ability, but also your promise and potential. Use well what you've learned here, and don't be afraid of a few collisions. Thank you. Alana Payne, President of the Student Government Association, will deliver a message to the graduating class of 2017. Alana is a native of Evansville and graduates today with a Bachelor of Science double major in Marketing and Management and a minor in Spanish. Alana has been involved with the Student Government Association since 2015 when she was parliamentarian. She was a resident assistant during her junior and senior years, marketing director of the University Leadership Academy, and actively involved with the Newman Club Catholic Campus Ministry as communications chair and dinner and discussion co-chair. In addition, she has served as a member of numerous campus committees. Now I'd like to invite her to the podium to share her message with the graduating class. Alana?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, President Kazee, for that wonderful introduction. Oh, tassels, wonderful. All right, well, on behalf of the Student Government Association, it's my honor and my privilege to welcome all of you who have joined us, faculty, friends, family, in no particular order. All who have traveled from, however far, and also, especially if you're celebrating a birthday today, like my dad. So happy birthday, Dad. This one's for you. I'm sure he appreciates it. Most, if not all of us, probably remember our first day as an ACE. That very first day, move-in day, hauling all of our belongings into the residence halls. I personally remember standing at the bottom of my residence hall stairs and with my 500 pieces of luggage and coming to the shocking realization that there was no elevator to take us to the 4th and top floor, a place that, in Morton Brentano at least, is a place that freshmen and RAs alike lovingly refer to as the top of Mount Everest. Arriving that first day with that strange tingle of excitement and adrenaline that only a freshman can feel before meeting 500 new people all at once, little did we know that our college experience would only be the first of one of many of life's Mount Everests that we were preparing to face. In 4 years, for some of us and for some less, we've managed to conquer this first Mount Everest together. That first day, we were a gym full of unfamiliar faces, each one of ours just as uncertain as the next. Today, this is a room filled with friends who supported each other through long nights in the library, Netflix marathons when we wanted to avoid the library, every sporting event, every theater production, every bike race, and every Greek philanthropy. We're sitting next to lifelong friends who help us celebrate life's small victories, who will stand beside us on our wedding days, and who will be there to help us laugh and cry as we figure out what it truly means to be a self-sufficient adult. We were a gym full of eager freshmen with a desire to be involved, but we didn't know how. Today, I see a room full of student leaders, but not just student leaders, servant leaders, who can be proud that we have left our alma mater better than we found it. From establishing new student organizations, such as Scholars for Syria, ECO, and a UNICEF chapter, to presenting at national and international conferences. We even helped jumpstart our fitness center renovations by negotiating contracts to update our gym with new state-of-the-art equipment. That first day, we were a gym full of freshmen ready to begin a new adventure, convinced that the world couldn't touch us. Today, I see a room full of cultured, well-rounded men and women who, as Marianne Radmacher says, are not the same having seen the moonshine on the other side of the world during their Harlexton and other study abroad adventures. This is a room of students that banded together and helped one another grieve the loss of our own. From beautiful, caring classmates that were taken from us much too soon, to the loss of professors, family members, and friends who cannot be here with us today, yet will be cheering as we, one by one, walk across this stage in a few moments. We've reached the top of one of the highest mountains we'll ever climb, and I couldn't be more proud, honored, and humbled to stand next to each of you, not just as your SGA president and your classmate, but as your friend. Today's not only a day for us to celebrate our accomplishments, it is also a day, as President Kazee mentioned before, to hug the ones that we love and remind them how important they are to us. Thank you, parents, family, friends, professors, from the bottom of our hearts, for all that you've done to help us reach this moment, which we know is just as special and emotional for you as it is for each of us. UE, class of 2017, let's go find our new Mount Everest, and let's go show this world what we're made of. Thank you.
Six years ago, the university began a tradition of selecting a graduating student to deliver the keynote address at spring commencement. I'm delighted to introduce this year's senior keynote speaker, Jalen Lee, who came to UE from Zion, Illinois. Jalen graduates today with a Bachelor of Science double major in Health Services Administration and Public Health, as well as a Master of Science in Health Services Administration. A graduate of the UE Leadership Academy, Jalen has been actively involved and held leadership positions in a variety of campus organizations, including Student Government Association, Admission Ambassadors, International Orientation Leaders, College Mentors for Kids, and Greek InterVarsity. In addition, he studied at Harlaxton College during the summer of 2016 and participated in the Mission Guatemala GAP program class. Jalen was an active volunteer during his time at UE. He was senior manager of the women's volleyball team and was recruited by ESPN to provide play-by-play and color commentary. He has held internships at the Vanderburgh County Health Department, the American Red Cross, and Methodist Hospital. He will be moving to Atlanta, Georgia, where he accepted an internship at Passion City Church. I'd like to invite Jalen to the podium.
So Alana said this earlier, but some of our family members couldn't be here today. And I'm actually on Facebook Live, just so my grandma can see. So I just want her to see all of you guys and see how great you all are. All right, Grandma, you ready? Let's kick it. So I first off just wanted to thank all of you guys for giving me this incredible opportunity to speak to you all. It's great to see so many familiar faces, and even better to see the support of the new ones. When word started to get out that I was named the senior keynote speaker, people constantly asked me if I was nervous, and I would look them straight in the eye and say, "Nah, brah, I got this." Yeah, I lied. Frankly, this is utterly terrifying, but at the same time, I'm also completely honored. People have always told me that coming to college will be the best 4 years of my life. But honestly, college wasn't the best 4 years of my life. Yes, during my time at UE, I was able to learn at the #1 study abroad program in the country. I found some of my best friends here. And with a healthcare background, I've learned more about fecal matter than any man should ever know. But if I believe what people have always told me, that college will be the best 4 years of my life, then I'd be doing myself a great disservice. I don't want to constantly look back and think that I've peaked in these past years. Our adventure has only begun, and we must live in the present. My friends, the #1 thing that we forget in our overprogrammed, stress-filled lives is to simply look up. A lot of students today are stuck in the pit of the past, and it's not entirely all our fault. Social media constantly demands for us to keep our heads glued and to live in jealousy of everyone's so-called perfect internet lives. Think about it. How many times do we start/end our day with our routine scroll? Or how many of us walk to class with our touchscreens or feel an obligation to check to see if we have any new notifications at the stoplight? In America, we've been trained to think that dead time is a waste of time. If we're not constantly doing something, then according to the norm, we're failing at life. Students today are expected to be involved in 6 organizations, have a 4.0 GPA, hold a social life, experience multiple internships, fall in love, and even work out. Yeah, I didn't do that. But with all of those requirements to be a so-called successful college kid, somewhere in between all of that, we're also expected to eat, find time to sleep, and stay emotionally and mentally stable. We came to UE 4 years ago and entered our initial battle with college. Finding our place and deciding who we wanted to be on campus sounds easy, but we all know too well how difficult it actually was. Look around you today. No, seriously, take a look around. Today isn't your day, but it's our day. Today is a day of victory. After countless late nights, smiles, streams of tears, and memories that begin with, hey, remember when? And end with, oh, I can't believe we did that. We have turned our battle with college and turned it into our battle along with college. We didn't fight school, but we allied with it to become the successful men and women who are filling these seats today. UE, as scary as it seemed when we first arrived, hasn't been our enemy, but has been our haven for growth. Our greatest obstacle transformed into our greatest motivator. For me, like many of you, college helped me become the person I am today. UE pushed me to my limits, but I was never alone. Our parents and families, our friends who are now like our families, and our professors and faculty who are now our friends have stood by us each and every step of the way. Each and every one of us were seen as worthy investments of time, money, and faith. And for this, we are forever in their debt. Let's let them know that their investment won't go to waste. Let's remember to always thank them for being our backbone, our shoulder when we needed it, and our #1 fans. Let's do this by not accepting failure as a result. We owe this much to them. You see, all we've known is school. For the most part of our graduating class, from year 3 to 22, we've always been students, and now we're moving on to the real world. It's okay to be scared and nervous, but never doubt. Our class is powerful and has changed UE for the greater over the years we've been here. We've presented research at hundreds of conferences across the globe, logged thousands of hours in community service, and raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for philanthropies that we believe in. We've worked with the school also to turn it from a dry campus to a wet campus. And today, we're graduating from one of the finest universities in the United States. So never doubt yourself, saying that you can't, because we've already done so much. You've already done so much. We're overcomers. We're perseverers. And frankly, we're also rule breakers. No, I'm not talking about the things that you might see in campus crimes, but I'm referring to breaking the golden rule. Before we start the next step of our journey, we need to keep in mind a few things. In every major religion, some form of the golden rule is mentioned and followed. And for those of you who don't know the golden rule, it simply states this: treat others the way you want to be treated. I could not be more proud to say that the class of 2017 is successful at defying the golden rule. You see, if we treat everyone the way we want to be treated, we're assuming that everyone is exactly like us. What makes us strong is that we understand our differences and cater to them as needed. This is how we show our true UE love to others. As an example, I may not speak to my parents the same way I would talk to my boys at Sigma Alpha Epsilon. There's nothing to hide for the most part. But, I just wouldn't do it. Our school, and specifically our class, does not tolerate diversity, but instead, we embrace it. Tolerance is defined as the bare minimum of allowance, but we as students say that this isn't enough. We open our arms to experience and understand cultural diversity. We don't cringe before power and change, but welcome it, knowing that challenging the process makes us better. My friends, we can finish school, but we can never finish our education. Yes, we've learned about quadratic equations, how to rig a thrust stage, and how to properly pop someone's back without breaking their ribs. But college isn't solely about learning. It's about learning to learn. So as we begin our next journey, let me leave you with 3 small pieces of advice. Break the golden rule whenever you can and treat others the way they want to be treated. Don't just tolerate diversity, embrace it. And finally, always live in the best 4 years of your life. Thank you. It's been a great honor to serve all of you, and before I leave, I just wanted to say thank you to a few people, because they can't really kick me off. But to the commencement team for giving me this great opportunity, it's truly a blessing. To all the friends and families who are here to come support our magnificent class. To my boys at SAE, Phi Alpha, and my friends who have adopted me into their families. And lastly, to the Lord God Almighty who has given me purpose in this world. But before I leave, I just wanted to say also, thank you to my mom and dad. You guys are my backbone, and I hope I make you guys proud. Congratulations.
Mom and Dad, you're lucky. What a wonderful son. Thank you, Jalen. Each year, a committee of students and faculty selects award recipients for the most outstanding senior man and woman. The selection is based on high academic performance, a commitment to service, outstanding leadership, and involvement in diverse campus activities. The awards are named for 2 of the university's most respected alumni, Mabel Dillingham Nenneker and Guthrie May. This year's winner of the Mabel Dillingham Nenneker Award came to UE with a myriad of volunteer experiences and quickly became involved in campus life as a member of the Chi Omega sorority, the Psychology Club, Admission Ambassadors, Colleges Against Cancer, Psi Chi, Phi Kappa Phi, Newman Club, and Circle K, to name a few. Ms. Lynette J. Whitsitt graduates today with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with minors in Ethics and Sociology. She has a genuine passion for children and mental health and credits her UE professors and the rigor of her coursework for preparing her for the future. The volunteer opportunities Lynette has experienced while at UE are too numerous to list, but among them, she participated in a mission trip to Guatemala and was the Relay for Life chair of Colleges Against Cancer, where she worked in collaboration with USI and the American Cancer Society to create an annual event at both campuses. During her senior year, Lynette was president of her sorority, Chi Omega. Lynette also served as a representative on the Student Government Association and contributed to discussions that were instrumental in the development of a campus alcohol policy and funding of new equipment as a part of the Student Fitness Center renovation. Lynette aspires to be a school psychologist, and she has had internships at Southridge High School and the Huntingburg Housing Authority. Lynette J. Whitsitt is a most deserving recipient of the 2017 Mabel Dillingham Nenneker Award for the most outstanding senior woman. Lynette, will you come to the podium? This year's winner of the Guthrie May Award for the most outstanding senior man is a member of the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity, intra-fraternity council, admission ambassadors, orientation leaders, and coordinated activities for college mentors for kids. Upon his arrival on campus, he began taking full advantage of opportunities by joining many student groups and enjoying a variety of activities, from camping outdoors in snow to DJing at the radio station at WUEV. Nathan Wallish came to Evansville from Newburgh, Indiana, as a National Merit Scholar finalist and graduates today with a double major in electrical engineering and applied mathematics. Nathan is a member of UE's Engineering Honor Society, Tau Delta Kappa, and he was named Male Admission Ambassador of the Year. As a commuter student and orientation leader, Nathan is very proud of the legacy he leaves behind to provide assistance to future incoming commuter students, having developed a process to give them access to resources and information that will help them acclimate to campus. Nathan was recently elected to represent the student body as a student-elected member of the Board of Trustees. While at UE, Nathan was a math department tutor and a physics lab assistant. He has also interned at Saholis Incorporated and Alcoa Warwick Operations, where he was offered and has accepted a position as an electrical engineer. His professional career begins next month. Congratulations, Nathan. Please come to the stage to receive your award. Through the generosity of the iCamp family, an award for members of the faculty was created to recognize faculty members who have displayed extraordinary service to the University of Evansville. Faculty with a proven track record of student recruitment and commitment to student success, faculty who inspire students and provide a platform upon which they can explore and develop innovative ideas, faculty who go above and beyond their regular classroom duties to interact with budding, talented young adults, faculty who are passionate about teaching, advising, and mentoring student success. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Mrs. Rita Icap, a 1959 graduate of the University of Evansville and member of its Board of Trustees since 1989.
It is my pleasure to present this year's iCamp Prize. The faculty member receiving the second iCamp Prize exemplifies the President's description of the goals of this award and has displayed extraordinary service to UE. She regularly attends open house to encourage recruitment of the best and brightest into her program. collaborates with colleagues, both faculty and administrative, mentors students while taking a personal interest in their success. She is known for supporting the mission of the university through participation on campus committees and attending campus events. Dr. Laura Becker is the second recipient of the ICAMP Prize. Dr. Becker came to the University of Evansville nearly 18 years ago from the State University of New York, Binghamton, where she earned a Master of Arts degree in psychology, psychobiology, and a PhD in psychology, behavioral neuroscience. She received a Bachelor of Science dual degree in biology and psychology from Wright State University. At UE, she was named a Global Scholar. She's passionately involved in the GAP program that focuses on neuromarketing. She directed the summer reading program for several years, as well as the major discovery program for undeclared students. Dr. Becker is known for reaching across campus to all departments, schools, and colleges to develop curriculum and undergraduate research opportunities. Her faculty colleagues elaborate, and I quote, "I find her to be an excellent role model for any faculty who want to be the best in mentoring students." Another faculty member said, quote, "Dr. Becker's projects provide real-world experiences and increase public awareness of the cutting-edge work our university is doing." And another, and I quote, "It is clear that Laura's ultimate motivation for success in the lab is to facilitate deep learning and meaningful experiences for her students. This is the motivation that is the heart of all of Laura's accomplishments," unquote. Congratulations, Laura. You are a very deserving recipient of the ICAMP Prize.
Brad Coomer, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, will now present the Outstanding Teacher Award and welcome today's graduates into the ranks of the alumni. Brad graduated from the university in 1993 with a bachelor's degree in accounting. He's currently a relationship manager with One America Incorporated in Indianapolis. It's my honor to welcome him today. Brad?
I have to put these on so I can see. Good afternoon. As president of the University of Evansville Alumni Association Board of Directors, I'm honored today to present the 2017 Outstanding Teacher Award. UE alums value the education that they received here at UE, so to encourage continued excellence in the classroom, the Alumni Association sponsors an annual award honoring distinguished service in teaching. This year's recipient received a record number of nominations, and here's what they had to say. I quote, "Her passion for her career radiates in every class she teaches. Her assignments encourage us to problem solve and continue growing through our years at UE. Her commitment to work shows in the hours that she spends in her office. No matter how busy she is, she always greeted me and other students with a smile, listened, and provided support and feedback when needed." It's impossible to tell you more about this year's recipient without revealing her identity. Dr. Wiley came to UE in 1991 and has risen to the level of professor of music. She earned her undergraduate degree in music education from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and advanced degrees from the University of Kansas. She is an experienced music therapist. She has worked with children with severe developmental delays and multiple handicaps. She's worked with adults with mental handicaps, the elderly, and the terminally ill, including cancer patients. Dr. Wiley was honored with a life membership to the American Music Therapy Association. She is also past chair of that organization and a member of its board of directors and executive committee. Dr. Wiley has given numerous presentations locally and has participated in national, regional, and state music therapy conferences. She was published in the Journal of Music Therapy and Music Therapy Perspectives. As the director of the music therapy program, Dr. Wiley teaches courses, she supervises music therapy practice, and coordinates internships. On behalf of the University of Evansville Association, I proudly present the 2017 Outstanding Teacher Award to Dr. Mary Ellen Wiley. Congratulations, Dr. Wiley. You have quite a following, we can tell from the applause. Now to the class of 2017. On behalf of the Alumni Association Board of Directors and the over 31,000 alums across the globe, and you can see, if you don't know, believe me with the numbers, you can see it all the way around the stadium, I have the honor of welcoming you to our ranks. Upon your graduation today, you become our newest members. So far, all of your time and efforts at the University of Evansville have been building up to this day. However, your relationship with UE is really just beginning. Your connection as an alum is lifelong. So I encourage you to stay in touch with your alma mater. Do things like come back for homecoming, mentor a student, show your support in any way you can. If nothing else, just wear purple on Friday. We've talked a lot about the relationships that you've built while you were students here at UE, with faculty, with staff, with your classmates. These relationships have truly enriched your lives, but they can continue to enrich your lives going forward. But don't let it end here. Remember, you have a network now of 31,000 strong. So there are many new relationships that you can build. As you begin this new chapter of your life, I'm going to be honest, there's going to be challenges. When you have a challenge, seek out an alumni. They may have had that challenge in their life and can help you guide the way. Learn from someone else's mistakes. Today, when you walk across the stage, you'll get your degree, you'll shake Dr. Kazee's hand, and you'll also be presented with a special gift of a key. This key is a gift from the Alumni Association and symbolizes that your UE education and connections are vital to your success and can unlock a world of opportunities. It's a key to anything you want it to be. If I leave you with any piece of advice, it's probably because I've spent my entire career in the retirement services industry. So when you start your new job, seek out your 401k plan. Put as much money in it as possible. Ask your employer what the match is and be sure to put enough money to get all the match. because you will want that money one day, trust me. Once again, congratulations on this accomplishment, and welcome to the University of Evansville Alumni Association. Thank you.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of degrees. President Kazee, I have the pleasure of presenting to you all candidates for degrees at the University of Evansville. Will all candidates please stand? On behalf of the faculty, I certify that these persons have completed the required course of study at the University of Evansville or will do so by the end of the summer. And they are presented to you for the conferring of degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Austin. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and on the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the degree to which you are entitled with all of the rights and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Will the candidates please be seated? Dean Ray Lutgring will call forward the candidates for degrees in the William L. Ridgway College of Arts and Sciences. Will the faculty marshals please direct the candidates for degree to the rostrum?
For the degree Bachelor of Arts, Temper Offord, magna cum laude. Gabriela Benavides Tom. Neil Anthony Brookhouse, magna cum laude. Wyatt Austin Brunk. Also earning the degree Bachelor of Science, Matthew A. Bryan. Sarah Frances Butler. Hannah Elizabeth Carroll. Taylor Lee Collins Riddle. Emily C. Corrigan. Lydia Ann Crane, summa cum laude. James Adrian De Silva, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Flora, cum laude. Tatiana Brielle Folson. Soila Samwana Garcia. Connor M. Grzini. Jordan Ann Hall. Brianna Dale Jackson. Megan Elizabeth King. cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Kipley, cum laude. Chunyu Lin. Stephanie Marcotte. Madeline Chazelle Metler, cum laude. Megan R. Owens, summa cum laude. Evan Pierce. Donovan Darnay Preston. Mitchell Charles Rick. Matthew Vincent Spencer. Sarah E. Stuckworth, summa cum laude. Rebecca Roth Webb, summa cum laude. Riley Joseph White. Caitlin Danielle Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, Luke Wesley Allison. Christian James Atkinson. Rachel Marie Barkalow, summa cum laude. James Evans Barton, cum laude. Christopher Scott Brumley. Christian Alexander Bula. William A. Capella. McKenna Ray Cece, cum laude. Hannah Marie Connolly. Scott J. Coombs. Natalia Lee Chutznicka. Dorothy Meredith Davis. Nathaniel J. DeCook, cum laude. David Aaron Evans, summa cum laude. Samantha Marie Frost. Grace Limbaugh Garnieri. Brittany Nicole Kalari. Ivy Christine Carlscott, magna cum laude. Robert Houghton Love. Brittany Nicole McFadden. Rachel Elizabeth Moore, cum laude. Michael A. Pepin. Olivia Louise Brigden. Logan Garrett Schumann. Tucker Michael Steinluck. Cody Blake Van. Emily Westing, magna cum laude. For the degree, Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Hayden A. McClure. Gilbert Luis Sanchez. For the degree, Bachelor of Music in Music Therapy, Anessa Renee Brosman. Laura Rose Dalto, cum laude. Kelsey Elizabeth Fields. Victoria Paige Geis, cum laude. Grayson James Gurney. Victoria L. Huber, cum laude. Emma Margaret Kelly. Elena McPherson. Hannah Rose Nilsson, magna cum laude. Bethany C. Poorman. Olivia C. Price. Kristen Renee Sanders. Ashley Renee Slement. Cynthia Evelyn White, magna cum laude. Natsumi Yamada. For the degree, Bachelor of Science, Matthew J. Abali, cum laude. Caitlin E. Ept. Basil Al-Haj. Muhammad Noor Al-Sahrafi. Ashley Renee Becker. James Patrick Bielick. Also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Abdullah Nasser Abdullah bin Swai Den. Chelsea Lynn Blanton. Sydney Anna Blessinger, summa cum laude. Catherine Louise Bridges. Richard Evan Briggy. Alexandria Nicole Burns. Olivia Kathleen Butterman, cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Carter. Eileen Chang. Jason A. Craig. Georgie Alexandra Davidson. Taylor Marie Davidson. William B. Deaton. Rebecca Deborah Eimer. Amanda C. Fagans, cum laude. Andrew M. Fick. William Garrison Glasscock. Sveta Nicole Greer. Sarah Hall, cum laude. Ashley S. Hawkins. Ashlyn Renee Henry. Abiyahi Hernandez. Alyssa Joe Hoover, summa cum laude. Michelle Marie Huff, summa cum laude. Emily Christine Hughes. Catherine Elizabeth Hulsey, cum laude. Logan Warren Johnson, summa cum laude. Yunchia Kim. Ryan C. Koenig. Jamie Eileen Kowalczyk. Peyton A. Langston. Tyler Lewis. Raul Ernesto Mosias III. Elizabeth Almarinda Mendez. Eric A. Muir, magna cum laude. Samantha Paige Miller. Lindsay M. Moore. Bailey Mortis. Tamara Monroe. Alyssa Morgan Murphy. Andrew William Nunn, cum laude. Andrea R. Onyet, cum laude. Samantha May Perry. Benjamin Montgomery Phillips, cum laude. Joshua Pins. Emma Ralston. Avery Delane Regan. Kendall Elaine Reasons, cum laude. Candace E. Reed. Paul R. Reller. Peyton Nicole Reynolds. Emily V. Richardson. Tiffany E. Sanson. Timothy James Schaefer. Samuel Max Schenwald, summa cum laude. Maria C. Schutte, summa cum laude. Kayla Marie Yvonne Seifert. Michaela G. Seifert. Haley Ann Serafino, magna cum laude. Kayla Marie Sheets. Caitlin Marie Slater, cum laude. Matthew Smith, cum laude. Michelle S. Sonnenberger, magna cum laude. Justin Scott Spellman. Abby Michelle Stotzenberger. Ajay Sundaram. Krista Marie Thompson, cum laude. Jacob C. Trotter, magna cum laude. Tiffany Nicole Walters, magna cum laude. Sarah Angelina Warner, magna cum laude. Corin Joanna Werner, magna cum laude. Megan Dawn Whitaker. Lynette Jane Whiteset, summa cum laude. Malcolm J. Wickwer. Taylor Suzanne Williams. Kyle Wilson. Brooke Michelle Winiger, magna cum laude. Mitchell Austin Wolf. Rachel Elaine Woods.
Schrader Family Dean Greg Roski will now call forward the candidates for degrees in the Schrader Family School of Business Administration.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Nicholas Jory Baker. Brian James Justice. Danny Ty Wynn. Francis Estefania Prexel Orte. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting, Geelong Chiara. Blake Aaron Meny, cum laude. Taisir Mude El Tunsi. Mallory A. Schmidt, summa cum laude. Madeline Nicole Smith, magna cum laude, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Heather K. Underhill. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Mohammed Hassan El-Hawaj. Sarah Ahmed El-Muslim. Abdullah Salim Mohammed El-Katani. Mohammed Salim El-Raheli. Zamil Badr El-Sabahan. Anwar Dawas El-Shamari. Ali Montadar El-Wail. Hannah Christine Bankston, summa cum laude, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Christian Benson. Cassidy Nicole Bible. Jeanne Dominique Brown. Matthew Ford Childress, cum laude. Jazan Trey. Brewery Darda Renata Pu. Colleen Durkis, magna cum laude. Samuel Thomas Dowd. Michaela Suzette Garman. Max Dylan Ham. Rihanna Sally Hansen. David A. Howard, cum laude, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Levi D. Holzman. Nicholas Brandon Jagelski. Shanglong Ju, cum laude. Kayla Nicole Catterhenry, cum laude. Mariana Malky. Wade Mobley, cum laude. Michael Alexander Novak. Wilson B. Pahud. Kirsten Lindsay Patrick, cum laude. Ulana Ann Payne. John Pick, cum laude. Nicholas R. Rafael. Carmen Alicia Rojas Romero, summa cum laude. Gaith Taufik Safeh. Tyrus L. Shara, magna cum laude. Thomas Richard Steele, cum laude. Nathan Ryan Stroud. Jessica Amber Nicole Tabor. Hassan Takieddin, magna cum laude, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Sergey Vuchetic. Kenneth David Wagner. Brian Neal Weeks. Lauren Victoria Worth. Benjamin R. Willems, cum laude.
And Health Sciences. Those candidates receiving a graduate degree will receive the hood appropriate to the master's or doctoral degree earned.
For the degree of Associate of Science in Physical Therapist Assistant, Ryan Albertson. Abigail Anderson. Hannah N. Barnett. Lexi Marie Barr. Elizabeth Nicole Coons, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science. Megan Marlise Eckert, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science. Shelby Ann Kirby, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science. Rachel Michelle Lane, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science. Stephanie Marks. Brenna Megan Fisher. Kelsey Lane Tolley. Ashley Paulula Torres. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Abdullah Agomade. Osama Nasser Ibrahim Al-Kudib. Abdulaziz Al-Kutane. Kelly M. Offert, magna cum laude. Catherine Jane Bieber, cum laude. Dana Jo Bednowitz, summa cum laude. Whitney Claire Biggs, summa cum laude. Marcus Aaron Billingsley. Amanda S. Blankenship. Melissa Ann Blythe, summa cum laude. Devin Michelle Bodenhorn. Bronwyn Geneve Boswell, summa cum laude. Jalen Marcus Brown. David Alec Arview Bustler. Margaret G. Camp. Jordan Ashley Campbell. Andrew Walden Cotton. Lauren Marie Crane, cum laude, also earning the degree of Associate of Science in Physical Therapist Assistance. Talia Sue Crow, magna cum laude. Sarah Dickey. Allie M. Duff, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Eastis, summa cum laude. Clarissa K. Eckert, cum laude. Alexander Warren Elger. Mandy Renee Ford. Jessa M. Gargan. Okay. Casey Joe Garrison. Bailey M. George. Dwayne Gibson Jr., Kelsia Jean Gady, Madeline Elizabeth Green, magna cum laude. Emily K. Griebel, magna cum laude. Abigail Clara Griebel-Bauer, magna cum laude. Caitlin Suzanne Guillermo. Ryan Dean Haas, summa cum laude. Elaine M. Hackworth. Garrett W. Hall. Drew M. Holman. Caitlin M. Holman, summa cum laude. Riley Elizabeth Horlock, magna cum laude. Tiffany Nicole Huffman, magna cum laude. James Ethan Hughes, cum laude. Monica Lee Hutton, summa cum laude. Jessica K. Jagubaitis, magna cum laude. Kenzie K. Jones. Nicolette Jane Yunker, magna cum laude. Natalie Cage. Michelle Yvette Karp, magna cum laude. Michaela Ann Kent, cum laude. Austin Cole Kimmel. Brenna Nicole Kincaid. Macy Lynn Lee, magna cum laude. Anna Rose Laff, cum laude. Megan E. Lukowski, magna cum laude. Jennifer M. Lyons, summa cum laude. Saad Ali Mazwe. Colleen Beth Malo, magna cum laude. Madalise Sophia Miller. Sierra Brooke Miller, summa cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Miner. Courtney Michelle Newsome. Allison Niehaus, magna cum laude. Vicky J. Olson, cum laude. Dana Michelle Owens. Everett William Plosick, summa cum laude. Aaron Powell, magna cum laude. Nicholas M. Ropp, cum laude. Todd Bryant Risley, cum laude. Jared C. Robinson. Sasha Marie Robinson. Victoria Lynn Salzman, summa cum laude. Brandon N. Shu. Kimberly D. Schubel-Burris, summa cum laude. Carolyn Shea. Ronald Blake Simmons, magna cum laude. Maddie S. Spain, magna cum laude. Liberty Lee Stratton. Brittany Suzanne Sullivan, summa cum laude. Sherry LaRue Swope. Caitlin N. Thompson, magna cum laude. Dane Dowling Turner. Rachel S. Ferner. Megan Elise Vickery. Jessica L. Wade. Mary M. Whelan. Willie Edward Wiley III. Camry Oneida Williams. Amanda Nicole Wishmeyer. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Ariel Brooke Barnes. Kayla Marie Cantrell. Katie M. Egebrett. Janelle Nicole Gore. Kylie Elizabeth Honeycutt. Kiana J. Hotstetler. Latif Jima. Elizabeth C. Johnson. Ryan D. Lane. Shannon Francis McNulty. Annalise R. Mall, magna cum laude. Taylor Elizabeth Nieder. Kristen L. Nusal, cum laude. Sandra Caitlin Pinkton. William Patsky. Laura E. Rommel. Nicole Lynn Simmons, magna cum laude. Michaela Jo Sullivan. Marissa Therese Tiemann. Colleen E. Trish. Sarah Jean Vanderhoff. for the combined degrees of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science in Health Services Administration. Shelby Renee Hoff, cum laude. Carissa Junine Leahy, magna cum laude. Jalen Kendrick Lee, magna cum laude. Jiwan No, cum laude. Kelsey Ann Robards. Haley Doris Sweeten, cum laude. Maya Renee Washington. For the degree Master of Science, Julie L. Kleeman. Alexandria J. Latner. Josie Lee Lewis. Timothy L. Martin. Brian Scott Miller. Sharon A. Ray. Melanie Elaine Russell. Morgan W. G. Shelton. For the degree of Master of Science in Athletic Training, Caitlin Margaret Durkis. Taylor J. Hall. Sorry. Gabrielle Lynn Stubblefield. Chelsea Lanice Trice. For the degree of Master of Science in Health Services Administration, Kalu Fiad Al-Home. Taylor M. Groves. Quinn Francis Villeneuve. Thank you. For the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy, Melissa Margaret Barber. Adam Michael Bargy. Logan Gate Blair. Ethan Randall Brown. Margaret Campbell. Kelly Nicole Garrison. Miranda Geraldine Graham. Elizabeth Erin Graber. Danielle Christine Hall Harlan. Caitlin Marie Hardy. Catherine Louise Harvell. Amity Jade Hendershot. Molly Elizabeth Holtis. Alyssa Nicole Holzappel. Mara Elizabeth Huber. Nicole Ivanovic. Sarah Nicole Jocks. Jillian Ann Jantz. Jordan Elizabeth Jones. Katrina Jordan Kane. Sarah Elizabeth Knodel. Jordan Lee Coker. Kristen Marie Lund. Mackenzie Ray Mangles. Adria Lee Betts. Mary Elizabeth Neese. Elizabeth M. Peterson. Morgan Kelsey Pruitt. Alexandria Rubin. Brittany Danielle Sheffield. Kristen Marie Scholander. Taylor Nicole Shotwell. Sean Michael Sizemore. Aaron M. Smith. Margaret Haley Spann. Jessica Carol Stowens. Amanda Marie Stram. Ryan Patrick Thornton. Michelle Cherry Tipton. Madison Ashley Turner. Abigail Lynn Yenzer. Cheryl and Kyle.
Now, Dean Brian Swente will call forward the candidates for degrees in the College of Engineering and Computer Science.
For the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Thwin Hatu Ung. John Lawrence East. Cole J. Gelhausen. Hashem Hadahet. Hannah Elizabeth Kirk. Forrest Jacob Plumley. Royu Zing. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Benjamin Thomas Geist. Aaron H. Graber. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Kane Cott, magna cum laude. Shmur Gata. Roki Tian. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Habib Mohsin Al-Hamin. Masheri Fahad Al-Harbi. Mustafa M. Al-Hasham. Hussein Ali Al-Nakli. Nathan James Cabot, cum laude. Lee Anthony Kanies. Woo-Jin Lee. Mitchell Aaron Leeds. Tyler Madden. Josiah Thomas Mitchell, summa cum laude, also earning the degree Bachelor of Arts. Renee Perez Hernandez. Nathaniel F. Wallach. Thomas R. Wolf. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Nasib Al-Hafar. Brian Jacob Bauer, magna cum laude. Robert Broward II. Justin Carey. Austin J. Sabulka. Alexander James Kahn. David R. Alkin. Jordan Christopher Enright. Abdul Rahman Al Hassan Falki. Andrew Riley Gallagher. Christopher M. Haywood. Scott Curtis Hoffman, cum laude. Braden Jones. Austin Patrick Kraus. Bryce Christopher Lee. John Curtis Leffert. Justin Modglin. Cade Logan Mundy. Clay Charles Peacock. Lowell Thomas Robling III. Paul S. Schwartz. Zachary Bogdan Schrum. Andrew Charles Stewart, cum laude. Madaro Eugen.
I'm not shaking any more hands today. Will the graduates please stand? I noticed a few of you were jumping the gun, but now we do the formal step. Graduates, the moving of the tassel on the mortarboard from the right to the left symbolizes that you have been granted your degree. Please move your tassels at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2017 graduating class from the University of Evansville. What a sight this is. The next item on my script asked families who are supporting graduates to stand up, but you already are. So all of the graduates, please show your appreciation to families and friends. Now, for everyone, those who can, please stand as we sing together the sesquicentennial class anthem, which is printed on the inside front cover of your commencement program. The Reverend Dr. Tammy Gisselman, our university chaplain, will close today's ceremonies with a benediction.
I'd like to leave this benediction with you, attributed to the founder of the Methodist movement in England and then around the world, John Wesley. As you leave this place, do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can. Go in peace. Amen.